I start this video with a recognition that all the matters we're addressing in these videos are matters where people hold varying views and where they have different influences, experiences and different circumstances. If the contents of this video don't apply to you directly, they will likely apply to someone that you know and love. And I recognise that these things can be difficult things to talk about. Well, the aim of this video, whether you are part of the family at Connect or whether you're inquiring, is to help you to understand how we see matters from what we as leaders of Connect Church regard a biblical point of view, and how we might work that out pastorally. It's not a detailed exploration of the topic. We have sought to arrive at positions and views based on Bible study, research and prayerful consideration, as opposed to going with the flow of public opinion or merely drawing upon our own or upon mainstream church traditions. The aim is not just to give a position and to leave it there, but rather to foster prayer, consideration and to have conversations. We keep these things very much under review, and though the positions in this video are firmly arrived at and held, we're always willing to engage in conversation, to learn and to be corrected if we've got something wrong. And I want to reassure you that we deal pastorally with each person and their circumstances on an individual basis. And we recognise that there may need to be a different approach, a different conversation depending upon somebody's age, their spiritual maturity and understanding. Well, the topic of this video is about sex. The Bible teaches that sex is something good and it is a gift from God. However, it is given to be engaged with only in the context of marriage. Marriage is defined in Genesis 2:24 as being between one man and one woman. This is affirmed by Jesus in Matthew 19 and by Paul in Ephesians 5. Any sexual act outside of this constitutes what the Bible calls sexual immorality. In Ephesians 5 it says that there is not to be even a hint of sexual immorality and that we should flee from it. That's 1 Corinthians 6:18-20. All sexual acts outside of marriage should be regarded the same. There is no differentiation between same-sex or mixed-sex acts. The temptation to sexually sin is not a sin of itself, and neither is same-sex attraction. With any urges that anybody experiences, it is how we act upon them that counts. And we remind ourselves that Jesus himself was tempted in every way that we are, but did not sin. That's Hebrews 4:15. 1 Corinthians 5 teaches that Christians are held to a higher standard of holiness, including our sexual conduct, than the world around us. And also that we are not to judge those outside of the faith who sin sexually. With the woman caught in adultery in John chapter 8, Jesus did not condemn her, but he also told her to leave her life of sin. When someone in the church sins, the instruction of Jesus is to challenge them about it and to seek to persuade them to turn from it. Where someone is unwilling to turn from any sinful behaviour, including sexual sin, our position at Connect Church is that they not hold an upfront or leading or teaching position. We are always willing to have a conversation with people in the hope that we can arrive at an understanding together, that we can achieve an amicable position. For those who have sinned sexually, as with all sin, there is always a way back into the will of God through repentance. Finally, We are told to honour God with our bodies. That's 1 Corinthians 6:20. The Christian call is to put God first, to seek first his kingdom and his righteousness. This applies to our sex lives. It applies to our orientation. It applies to the things that we want to do, especially when that feels the most natural thing to do. But we should ask ourselves, is this honouring to God? Is it in keeping with his word? Does this say that he is the first in my life? That is a very good gauge for us.